Hello, hello. Let's get this Football Manager show on the road. So the aim of today is to complete our season and see if we can get ourselves promoted to the Premier League. Now, if you're not aware, we are currently sitting top of the table, 6 points clear from Newcastle United in second. We're also at 11 points clear from West Brom in third, which is the main point. Automatic promotion is what we're aiming for. If we can then win the title from that point, absolutely fantastic. But not to worry if we don't. We just want to be promoted. So who have we got first today? We are facing West Brom first. Absolutely huge game to start off. I have, on the off screen, offered to loan Oliver Batista-Meyer next season. So he will remain at the club. But there also is a permanent deal available to us for an optional £3.5 million, as you can see here. So that is probably a deal that I will end up activating in the summer, and we will sign him permanently, and he will be our player. Batista-Meyer has been absolutely fantastic in the Championship. He's still only 20 years old, so I do want to give him the opportunity in the Premier League, if at all possible. And the high likelihood is I am going to offer Esposito another loan deal as well. There we have it. I can't get an agreed fee in for Esposito, but what I can do is only pay £2,100 per week of his wage budget for next season. So our attacking lineup for next season is looking pretty much sorted. We have Batista-Meyer on the left-hand side, Sergio Gomez playing in behind Esposito. It will just be the right winger who we need to massively improve over the course of next season. As you can see, there's Batista-Meyer's loan confirmed for next season. I am signing Alan Virginius on a pretty cheap deal. I think we're paying $250k in compensation. Doesn't look like he has the potential that he's had on other saves I've seen, but we'll bring him in for a relatively cheap fee. Yeah, I mean, scouts don't think much of him at all, but I have seen him become pretty good, so I'm more than happy to pay a couple of £100k just to test the waters. and I absolutely cannot wait to be in the Premier League with this side. Obviously, we've got a yo-yo man save going on, which is very similar. Championship sides promoted to the Premier League, see how far you can get with them. Sunderland, I'm planning on sticking with more of my first 11 than you would initially anticipate, I think. There's Esposito, guaranteed for next season, which is fantastic. I will still try and sign him permanently in the summer, if at all possible. Maybe Inter Milan have a little bit of a change of heart and they're willing to accept 10 million quid for him. Maybe they're not. But I'm hoping to keep Matt Sunderland for the longer term than just the temporary basis that we'll have him on right now. So if we do get promoted, the major changes that what you'll see is likely to be in the defence more than anything. Centre half, goalkeeper, right back, left back. I think we'll all need improving should we get promoted. But then again, we do have some good options and they've obviously done incredibly well in the Championship. So it all just depends on what's available, how much money they give us, all that jazz. Who's interested? Ballymumba is the bane of my existence. He's not good enough for the Championship or nor the Premier League, but I want to play him every single game. I just can't resist. And actually, the young lad who we signed from Denmark, Mathias Jakobsen, if anything, he's better than Ballymumba already. So I think he's going to get the start today against West Brom. Mix things up a little bit. Kieran O'Hara, our right back situation is pretty dire, but we will start Luke O'Nien over Hansha Olsen. Jakobsen, not in defensive midfield, mate, so I'm guessing George Dobson's suspended for this game. Where is Josh Scowen? He's available. So we will put Josh Scowen in, we will put Mathias Jakobsen in. Jack Clark, Andre Anderson, no, Marcinski's injured. So Andre Anderson starts, Batista Maya, Esposito. Maybe I start Lyndon Gooch over Jack Clark. I just don't like Jack Clark. He's 6 goals and 4 assists, average rating of 7.01. In a side that's been winning most games, it's just not good enough. So we'll submit this. Probably the biggest game of the stream, the first one. If we win this, I'm thinking, in my mind, we're pretty much guaranteed automatic promotion. West Brom are the chasing side. And this win would see us get a 14-point gap with not that many games remaining. So, come on, boys, do the business, and let's see where we land after this. First highlight of the game has us playing it out from the back. Thankfully, Batista Maya brings that down pretty well. I did think West Brom were going to intercept that and maybe go on the counter. He feeds in Esposito. Decent strike, but just wide. So 20 minutes gone. I'm relatively content with how this has gone so far. And as I say that, thankfully, oh, it's a penalty. Oh, here we go. Why did I start Josh Scowen? So Sawyers steps up for West Brom. And he bangs it in the back of the net. O'Hara is not able to save us. Romain Sawyers is the man with the penalty. His second goal of the season. And O'Hara does go the right way, but he barely moves from the centre. I'll be hugely disappointed going in at half-time 1-0 down with these match stats. Although we're not dominating, not by any stretch. We are having the better of the game, and now we have it. Aggressively tell the boys to book their ideas up. And I'm thinking early change in the second half is Josh Scowen out. We'll put Mathias Jakobsen in defensive midfield. And we'll bring on Ballymumba in the centre. Come on, Bally, can you save us? We'll push the tempo a little bit here. Not very many highlights going on. We'll go attacking. Show some passion, lads. Come on. What is this? I really don't want to take off Batista Maya. We'll bring on Anton in for Lyndon Gooch on that right hand side. Don't really have too many other options apart from that, so we'll stick with this. We'll go very attacking. We need... Give us a point. Come on, boys. Here we have it. It's West Brom in possession. We need to pinch this. Oh, I mean, he does so. Feeds it to Batista Maya. Tries to find Esposito, who's got like 4 men around him. No chance of keeping that. Pereira on this left-hand side for West Brom. Feeds in Oliver McBurney, who's in behind. He goes for goal. O'Hara with a comfortable save. It's not the highlight either. O'Hara to Batista Maya on this left-hand side. Ballymumba's following it up. He feeds in Esposito. Oh, he hits the post. Esposito. Why didn't you go back post instead of near post? Another highlight. Batista Maya with a free kick. Khaleesi's there. It's going to be defeat, boys. It's going to be defeat. Batista Maya can come off with Jack Clark. Final couple of minutes. Run out the defence. Be more expressive. Pump the ball into the box. It's not happening. 4 minutes. 3, 2, 1. And there we have it. West Brom get the win. Automatic promotion is not a guarantee at this point. We'll have to see what that does to the league table. Newcastle close the gap. And with 8 games remaining, we are 8 points clear from West Brom in 3rd. Huge defeat that. Absolutely huge. I believe it is the FA Cup up next in the 5th round where we have Championship opposition. Or is it League One? Sure, Blackpool got promoted. You know, they did. They sit in bottom of the Championship, so hopefully we've got a comfortable way through to the FA Cup quarter-final, which will be absolutely fantastic. Be one round ahead of what we got in League One. Hoping for a better performance in this one from the boys, particularly in the attacking sense. We did have the majority of the possession, we had the majority of the chances, but we never really seemed to create anything too concrete. We need to keep an eye on this Gonzalo Ramos situation. He's highly recommended by my scouts. He's currently wanted by Sevilla. But the unfortunate thing is we already have Sergio Gomez, so maybe Gonzalo Ramos isn't someone we should be spending our time or our money thinking about. So we are away from home against Blackpool. Obviously adds a little bit of difficulty to the tie, but we should still have enough. I want to see if we can maybe get to the FA Cup final. Secretly, that's what I want. That would just be pretty amazing if we could. I'm not sure who's actually left in the FA Cup. Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Man City, Spurs. So there's going to be at least 4 absolute mammoth tasks, I would imagine, after this round. Dobson and Ballymumba return to the starting 11. We will start Jack Clark as well. Lyndon Gooch wasn't exactly effective in the last game. I would like Luke O'Nien on the bench as well. So let's get to this match and hopefully get ourselves a win. So they come out with pretty much the exact same formation as what we are playing, without the defensive midfielder. Come on, boys. Let's get the win. Routine, 3-0. We're going to come off attacking straight away. And 11 minutes in, we have a corner. Batista Maya plays it in. Esposito was there. And unfortunately, he hits a post. Another highlight now. Ivan Lopez with a throw-in on this right-hand side to George Dobson. Inside to Ivan Lopez. He goes for goal. And Ivan, our right back, showing a little bit of his tricky self. And getting himself his 3rd goal of the season. Not too shabby. Decent bit of play between him and George Dobson. Dances into the box. Weak foot finish as well. Happy days. I'm not sure where we stand on Ivan. Do we keep him in the Premier League? He's good. Maybe not Premier League level. He'll definitely be a worthy backup. But if he has interested clubs in him in the summer, maybe it's something someone we use to raise some funds, maybe. Dobson to Andre Anderson. Nice little play through to Batista Maya, Esposito to Mumba. 2 heroic blocks by the Blackpool defence. We do have a corner though. Batista Maya plays it in. Esposito's there. And again, can't convert from the corner. And now we have it for the first half. Blackpool 0, Sunderland 1. Relatively content with how things are going. We're not really keeping that much possession, but that's not all that important as we give the ball away from a corner. And it is going to be a Blackpool opportunity to counter. Howe comes down this right hand side. Do not give away a penalty. Nice block. Ward. Should give away a penalty. Blackpool 1, Sunderland 1. Not ideal. We will return to our attacking team mentality. Jack Clark has picked up a knock on that right hand side. We'll get Antonin on for him on the right. Come on, boys. We want the win. We want to get into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Come on. 20 minutes to go. Time is just ticking away. There we are. We do have a highlight. It's Blackpool currently in possession though, which is not ideal. Thankfully, we've forced them all the way back to the keeper. Win this. Oh, we don't. Blackpool win it. Batista Maya jockeying Howe down this right hand side. Batista Maya does very, very well defensively, and he plays the ball out brilliantly to Mumba, who can drive through the centre. Feeds in Esposito. He's in. Oh, good save by Maxwell. Batista Maya with a corner though. We've had a good couple of opportunities from corners so far. Not this time. Right, 10 minutes to go. Do we push for it? I think we don't. I think we're on... Oh. Maybe we even drop back a little bit. We'll make our final couple of subs as well. Batista Maya can come off. We'll bring on Lyndon Gooch onto that right hand side and move Anton into the left. We'll also bring on Denver Hume for Jose Gomes on the left back spot. And with only a few minutes remaining, can we... Come on, boys. I don't even know what it goes to, whether it's extra time, replays, or what. Oh, it's going to be a Blackpool counter. Levitt. Oh, Anton does well to win the ball back in their half. Do not lose it. Thankfully, he doesn't. It gets past his man eventually. Goes down the wing, whips it in. Lyndon Gooch is there. And Gooch's 10th goal of the season. Sees us score 2-1 up with only a minute and a half remaining. No extra time. No replays. No penalties. Just see this out, boys, now. Antonin does very well down this left-hand side. Whips it in. And Gooch just about gets it over the line. And there we have it, boys. Blackpool 1, Sunderland 2. Very, very well done. We're into the quarters. We'll have to wait and see who we end up facing. Probably Premier League opposition, you would imagine. And maybe one of the bigger sides as well. The likes of Manchester United or Spurs or Man City. Could very well be the expected outcome. We have Wigan away next in the league. We need to get back to winning ways ideally here. They are sitting in 19th, so not too far out from the relegation zone. Which might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. They've suddenly got something to play for. Our young regen who's coming through, Benjamin Clark, has improved every single week. I have promoted him to the first team squad, but made him available for all under 23 games. So he'll still be getting football, but he'll be training with the first team. Here is the FA Cup quarter-final draw. Let's stick it on automatic Let's see who we get. There is a couple of replays still to be played. Blackburn or Arsenal against Sheffield United. That takes a couple of championship sides out of the pot for us. At least we avoid Man United. Stoke. I would have took Stoke. So we've got Spurs away from home. Thanks, Football Manager. Thanks for that. Yeah, at least we made it. At least we made it to that spot. One step further than last season. And you never know. We might be able to cause an upset. So who is playing against Wigan Athletic today? Let's see. Josh Scowen comes in for the suspended George Dobson, which is fine. Clark and Batista Meyer are struggling a little bit for fitness. Everybody's struggling. Tell you what, we'll just stick with the lineup as it is. We'll just have to rely on our substitutes to keep people fresh. Not the way I would prefer to play. If they're below 95%, I would ideally like to get them out of the starting 11. Keep things injury-free as possible. Batista Meyer with the ball in. Khaleesi's there. Goes just over the bar. Another highlight now. Batista Meyer plays it in. Oh, it's cleared. Is it going to be a Wigan counter? They've got absolutely nobody up front, so they're going to have to work this well. And Esposito's in behind. Anthony Robinson with an absolutely dreadful back pass. And Esposito gets his 27th goal of the season and takes full advantage of that. Dreadful stuff by them. Esposito takes advantage. Hello, Comedy Gamer 365. How you doing, mate? Thank you for joining me. Bit of an early morning one today. I've got stuff to do, stuff I want to do later on, so I thought better to stream early than not stream at all. But I think everybody who usually watches the streams is still in bed. Right, 10 minutes to go in this first half. Relatively content with the 1-0. As long as we get the 3 points, I really don't care how we do it. Batista Meyer with a free kick. Khaleesi. Come on, boy. He's had plenty of goals this season, Khaleesi, from corners and free kicks. So, I've not been too bad, Comedy Gamer. Back to work this week, so that's been a little bit of a shock to the system. But apart from that, everything's been hunky-dory. Oh, maybe not if Wigan scored there, but thankfully they didn't. There we have half-time. Wigan 0, Sunderland 1. I'm relatively pleased with how things are going without being ecstatic. So we've got Jose Gomes at left back, likely to get subbed alongside Jack Clark and Batista Meyer. Don't really have the options off the bench to change all three. So we need to prioritise. Do we save Batista Meyer or Jack Clark? And it's probably Batista Meyer. We'll weaken our squad, of course, but needs must. Andre Anderson giving the ball away in the centre of the park. Thankfully he wins it back. Ivan Lopez to Ballymumba. Back to Andre Anderson. Lovely little bit of play there to Batista Meyer. Whips it in. Esposito's there. Great save by Marshall in the Wigan net. We'll make our changes. Jack Clark can come off for Anton. No. Batista Meyer can come off for Anton. Jose Gomes can come off for Denver Hume. Save them boys' legs. Oh, Batista Meyer almost gets his assist before he goes off the field. "10 minutes to go. Time is just ticking away. I'm still attacking. That was a mistake. Do not give them a penalty. Dunkley thankfully gives the ball away to Khaleesi. He can bring it forward down this left-hand side. Don't go too far, mate. You are needed back here, the massive gap that you've just left. It's bombing down the left wing. Thankfully, he didn't lose the ball. Andre Anderson gets past his man. He's in the box. Why does he go for goal there? Why? Look to make our final sub. We'll bring off Ivan. We'll bring on Luke O'Nien at right back. Only a few minutes to go. Can we win, please? And there we have it. Wigan Athletic 0, Sunderland 1. We will take the wins whichever way they come. We are not fussy. Swansea City up next at home. That's a good tie for us. Newcastle didn't play today. Oh, Newcastle didn't play. And get within 3 points of us, Newcastle. We are now back to 11 points ahead of West Brom though, so they must have been beat. They got beat off Cardiff City. So with 7 games remaining, we're 11 points clear from 3rd place. Not many wins needed to guarantee ourselves automatic promotion. Swansea not having the best of seasons, sitting in 16th. We are guaranteed playoffs. That's nice. I don't want the playoffs. Me and playoffs don't get on. I've suffered one too many defeats. We have passed a board objective a couple of years early of reaching the playoffs. So was that a year or 2 years early? Yeah, 2 years early. Happy days. Try and keep our players fit, making them available for the under-23s. Not many games left of the season, of course. Got the quarter-final against Spurs coming up next after the Swansea game. And the run-in doesn't look too bad, actually. Fulham will be difficult, Borough will be difficult. All the away games are not easy, but they're against sides we could and probably should theoretically be beaten. We do hopefully have some big plans for next season in terms of transfers. I want to find out as quickly as we possibly can what our budget is going to look like, so that I can set me realistic expectations on where I want to improve and which players I want to keep. Do I keep Ballymumba for the Premier League? That is the issue. I could definitely sign a better player. Definitely. No doubt about it. In fact, we might already have a better player. But he's just been so instrumental in both of these seasons that I should just play him, shouldn't I? Sort of become a little bit of a talisman of this save, I would say. Saying that, he hasn't been playing well over the last 5 games, so I'm about to drop him for Matthias Jakobsen. Marcinski is still currently injured. George Dobson's still suspended, so it's going to be Josh Scowen in defensive midfield. Other than that, I think that's going to be our lineup for today. So come on, boys. Another 3 points. 3 points closer to automatic. Let's get it done. Swansea City, while there won't be a pushover, they're not the same side they used to be, so we need to take advantage of that. We'll stick with things that attack them for now. Selena with a free kick for Swansea. O'Hara claims it pretty easily. They're playing incredibly narrow in the defence. Jakobsen, I trusted you, and he's let me down already. Bidwell, a bias to Selena. They're playing it about very fast, very short passing. Esposito comes in and nips in though, dilly-dallying on the ball from the centre half. Oh, what a save. Batista Maya with a corner. Come on. Played by Bias. Thought Esposito had done it there. I thought he'd put us 1-0 up. We will go off attack and we'll go back to positive. We're not keeping the ball that well. These games have been dull so far today. Not many highlights in any of them. As time just ticks away, and there is the first half done. I'm far from pleased what I've just saw from this team. Please improve in the second half. De Horn to Bidwell on this left hand side. Come on, nip this. Pinch the ball. They're now starting to put men forward. Takes them a while. Snodgrass to Roberts on this right hand side. Back to Snodgrass. Oh, get the challenge in. There we are. That's the challenge. Andre Anderson. Esposito, though, does all the work. Wins the ball back. He's got no support just yet. He needs to hold it up. He finds Clark at the back post. Hits the bar. Clark. Come on, boys. Scowen. Switches the play to Batista Maya on the left-hand side. Back to Jose Gomes. Whips it in. Esposito's there. Just a little bit overrun. Back to Clark. He shoots. He shoots again. And Jack Clark gets his 8th goal of the season and puts us 1-0 up. It was coming. We needed it. Esposito doing well. Clark, at the second time of asking, manages to put it in the back of the net. Batista Maya with a corner. It's whipped in. Esposito's there. Oh, it's disallowed. I didn't see any pushing, did you? Let's see it again. Where was the pushing? So with only about 25 minutes or so to go, we will look to make a change. Matthias Jakobsen hasn't played well. We'll bring on Ballymumba. I'll tell you what, we're going to drop Esposito. We'll bring on Anton in as well. Esposito's not having the greatest game of his life, which is fine, as long as we're winning. Another highlight now, 77 minutes in. Josh Scowen on this right-hand side, combining with Ivan Lopez. They are pressing us well, so we need to be careful. Ivan, though, drives down the right, gets in the box, get past his man. Ballymumba's there, and Ballymumba gets his 9th goal of the season from central midfield, and that's why I should be starting him. Why did I drop him? I mean, I know why. He didn't play well for the previous 5 games, but he does seem to pop up at the right place at the right time every now and then. With only a few minutes to go, we will make our final sub. We'll bring on Lyndon Gooch for Andre Anderson in the attack and midfield centre. Oh, Batista Maya goes close from a direct free kick. We do get a corner. And it comes to nothing. And there we have it then, Sunderland AFC 2, Swansea City 0. I'm very happy with the way we have played. Didn't batter them or anything, but I think we were worthy of our 3 points. And we are now 8 points clear from Newcastle, but they do have a game in hand, which means they drew against West Ham in their last game. And we're still only 11 points clear from West Brom with 6 games to go. So if we win 2... Do we need to win 2? No, we need to win 3. 3 wins from our final 6, and we are guaranteed automatic promotion, and we will be playing Premier League football with Sunderland next season. Can I beat Barnsley with Sunderland? Can I beat Birmingham? Probably not. The regens haven't had time to mature yet. And they are very much key to our newly promoted side going above and beyond expectations. So we have Spurs next in the FA Cup quarter-final. We are away from home. I hold such little hope that I don't really care anymore. I'm already out of the FA Cup in my mind, which might be a little bit of a defeatist attitude. But I just can't see any other way around it. Maybe we might be able to pinch them on penalties or something if we play on the counter from the very start. Oh, I like that. Benjamin Clark, our youngster, is in the England under-19 setup. Hopefully, he continues to improve and quickly gets into the under-21 setup. It would just be ideal if we've already got a regen at the club who's got really high potential and he's a homegrown player, homegrown at club. I would just love it. But because of Yo-Yo Man and stuff, I haven't been able to stick around at a club to develop the youngsters yet. Oh, youth intake is dreadful. Unfortunately. I have spoken to the board earlier about trying to increase our youth facilities. They turned me down flatly. Due to the financial position of the club, we're not doing too great financially. Which is why we're probably not going to have too much money to spend next season. I think when we get promoted, because I'm confident now. Goalkeeper is a must. One centre back is a must. Wing backs, are they a must? Right wing is definitely a must. And that probably takes up the vast majority of our transfer budget, to be quite honest with you. So at least George Dobson's back for this game and fit. I do want to take Luke 09 with us. So Charlie White can come off. There's absolutely no chance he'll be coming on the pitch. And we'll go with this side. Antonin starting on the right hand side. Jack Clark. Ineligible, as he is a Spurs player. I mean, just look at this side. How am I meant to compete with this? Semedo, Orsolini, fantastic right winger. Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Heung-min Son. There was plenty of championship teams left in this as well, if we were fortunate enough. So we are going to go on the counter from the start on the back foot. But we don't have too much of a choice. Give the ball away. George Dobson doing incredibly poorly there. Heung-min Son's in behind. O'Hara with a save. The Celso. Andre Anderson manages to get clear. Heung-min Son picks it up though, coming down the right hand side. Bally Mumba. No messing about. O'Hara already on a 7-0 goalkeeper. I feel like he's going to have to be on much higher than a 7 if we're to get anything from this game. We are keeping possession pretty well. We're just not really creating any chances. Come on, boys. Antonin. Let's cause a massive shock. Dobson to Andre Anderson. Out wide to Ivan Lopez on this right hand side. Come on, Ivan. Whip it in. Back to Antonin. Oh, it's there. Esposito. It's blocked by Alderweireld. Oh. Thought that was going to end up being a Spurs opportunity there. And it was just FM rubbing it in my face. O'Hara doing very well from the corner there. Come on, boys. Nice little counter there. Esposito, stay on side. Ivan tries to get past Danny Rose. Inside to Andre Anderson. Oh, he gets challenged. Heung-min Son's going to be there. Who was that? It was George Dobson. Probably should have went to it first. They come down the left-hand side with Danny Rose. Ivan, jockey him. Oh, what's happening? Oh my God, they've hit the post. They have hit the post. Lo Celso with the corner. Plays it in. Good save. Yeah, I'm happy with the first half. Well, I've spoken too soon. Oh, God. Very close again for Spurs. Won't come away with it, though, with Batista Maya. Is this going to continue, or is that over? Yeah, I thought it was over. Lo Celso tries to play it in. Denver Hume gets clear. Can Batista Maya bring this down? He can. But, again, messing about on the ball. Denver Hume this time. Ndombele hits the woodwork. How many times are they going to hit the post? Right then. Not the greatest of first halves. At least we haven't conceded yet. A 7.2 for Kieran O'Hara. Oh, okay. Come on, boys. Stop pressing. Harry Kane hits the post. Yeah. Could this be? Could we sneak this? Lo Celso tries to find Human Song. Ivan Lopez gets it clear. Danny Rosen acres of space on this right hand side. Whips in Orsolini. Hits the post. Let's go on the match stats. Where is it? Woodwork. Can't see it. There it's there. They've hit the woodwork 3 times in 60 minutes. Bergwijn's in. O'Hara with a good save. I'm telling you, O'Hara took his Weetabix this morning. And he's doing the bits for us in goal. 25 minutes left. Lo Celso with the corner. Oh, Dele Alli heads over. How are we not 1-0 down? How? Come on. Get a goal here. Completely rob Spurs. Denver Hume. Oh, it's a poor cross. And now we're pushed up. Harry Kane gets past George Dobson. Armini clears. Bergwijn. Orsolini. Right, it was bound to happen eventually. We survived for 70 minutes. But it was always going to come to a crushing end at some point. And it's Orsolini is the man who does it. Come on, boys. Can we get a goal? Let's go very attacking. Let's push everybody forward. Let's push the line incredibly high. Get stuck in. Come on, boys. Final 13 minutes. Can we get a goal? We'll bring on some fresh legs. Luke O'Nien at right back. Lyndon Gooch at right wing. Philippe, returning from injury, comes in for Andre Anderson in the centre attack in midfield. I feel like it's not going to really do anything though. A few minutes remain. Oh, we have a highlight. Armini plays an Esposito. He's not... Oh, he's offside. Oh, he's offside. Oh. He's a mile off. Esposito. It could have been it. Spurs 1, Sunderland 0. Unlucky, boys. It just wasn't meant to be. Newcastle get to the semis. Southampton get to the semis. We could have played Stoke, Newcastle, Norwich, Southampton, Sheffield United, but no, we get Spurs. And now it looks like there's an international break, so we've got 14 days till our next game, which is Cardiff City away from home. They are currently chasing playoffs, so it's not going to be an easy game, that one. And didn't Cardiff City beat us last time we played them? Or am I just imagining things? Might be a different save. For those of you watching who watch Yo-Yo Man as well, I've now officially left Leeds United. As of the time of recording. I am at a new club, and we're doing very well. And I think it was them who got battered off Cardiff, which is why it's in my mind. Oh, So yeah, I did think I would just do a morning stream. I wanted to get this season completed and then I can sit down, record the end of season 2 recap, and then crack on with our summer transfer business next time. Although I'll probably do a lot of it off camera, because I can sit there for about 8 or 9 hours just looking through lists. Although I've done it that often that I am getting pretty efficient with it, and I can do it pretty fast. I can't wait for Aiden and Geedy to get released. Save all that money. So 8 days to go. We need 3 wins. We need 3 wins. 3 wins in the championship. We'll get ourselves automatic. And then we'll hopefully find out what the board are going to stump up in terms of transfer budgets. And I don't think it's going to be a lot. I think we are pretty skint as a club. Currently projected to be on like a minus 18 million quid balance by the end of the season, which you know, isn't the greatest. Let's have a look at that. Minus 18. I was making it sound far worse than it was. How's Lars Dendonker getting on in his loan spell? He's played pretty much every game for Hartlepool in League 2. Doesn't look like he's really improved though. Probably one who we'll look to sell in the summer. I think we only paid about 18 grand for him or something, so it shouldn't be too hard to make a profit. And if you haven't been watching, we have already agreed a deal for Oliver Batista-Meyer and Esposito to be at us next season, both on loan. But we're going to keep them for our Premier League run. Batista-Meyer does have a £3.5 million agreed fee. Oh, Ballymun was getting so greedy. So greedy. You're not getting that as well. You can bugger right off. Right. Tell you what, you can have that. Nope. His agent's greedy. I need to get him to sack his agent. Hopefully he gets man of the match at some point and the agent comes to me afterwards and tries to agree a new deal. Any decent youth players in this list? None that I recognise. J. Neil Bennett, Charlie Wellens, Jason Saraha, Billy Cumitio. That's us. James Norris, no. All terrible. There is a couple of Manchester United youngsters I really want to sign. There's a Brandon Williams, the left back. I would like to sign him at some point, but he is currently valued at 20 million, so it's probably not going to happen for at least a couple of seasons. Maybe when his contract's running out. There's our releasing list. Saving a hell of a lot of money there. There's 35, 42, 48. So about 50k there we'll be releasing in terms of wages from players. Which, pretty good. Pretty good. So 3 days time till we face Cardiff City away from home. As we've said, they are fighting for the playoffs, so it will be a difficult tie. But after that, we do have QPR at home, which should be a little bit easier. They are currently sitting in 18th, not too far out from the relegation zone. You would expect us to pick up 3 points there. So if we can even get ourselves a draw against Cardiff City, I'd be relatively content with that. After that, we do have Fulham, who are surprisingly not doing very well, sitting in 14th. I believe during the season preview, they were one of the hotly tipped sides, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, well, 7th. Season preview, we were 6th. No one weren't. Unless that changed over the course of the season. Andre Anderson doing well in training. Not often we say that from the lad. He's very, very good and he should be absolutely dominating this league, but he just doesn't. He's not my cup of tea. Right then, here we go. Finally get back to a game. Cardiff City away from home. O'Hara in goal. Ivan Kalisa, Armenian Hosea Gomes. That's pretty much our strongest defence we can play. George Dobson and Ballymumba in the midfield. Clark, Anderson, Batista Meyer and Esposito. I'd prefer to play Marcinski in over Andre Anderson, the attack and midfield role. Luke O'Nien can come on the bench as our right back cover. And I would like Josh Scowen on the bench as well. Is that possible? No, it's not. That's fine. We can use Jakobsen at defensive midfield if we're absolutely desperate. And we need to get George Dobson off for whatever reason. Come on then, boys. Let's see what we can do. We'll accept a point in this game. But obviously we want 3. Come on, boys. 25 minutes in. Looks like we're having the better of the play, but not by much. "12 minutes to go in this first half. Marcinski gives the ball away. Thankfully, George Dobson wins it back. Some poor passing from Cardiff. Jack Clark. Back to Dobson. Oh, don't mess with the ball, George. You're not that kind of player. Back to Marcinski. Into Ballymumba. The left-hand side's where we need to be. Come on. So Clark decides to run over there himself. You are a right winger, friend. Ballymumba into Marcinski. Gives the ball away. Please win this. We don't. It's going to be a Cardiff City counter-attack here. Just our attacking passing was dreadful there. Mendes Lang. And there we are. We've paid the price. Ridiculous. I'm not watching that. Our play in the final third there was just absolutely dreadful. Are we going to bounce straight back? Clark gets to the byline. Whips it in. Ballymumba. Etheridge with a save. Come on, boys. Marcinski brings it down this right-hand side. The highlight must not be over. Oh, he goes for goal. Poor strike, really, in the end. Not very happy with how we've played in this first half. Match stats look positive, but scoreline is not. So we'll get aggressive with them. We'll tell them we expect a much better performance in the second half, and there's Clark getting himself injured. He's just an absolute liability. So Antonin is the man that comes on the right wing spot. We're going to go very attacking. We are going to up the tempo as well. Go to a higher tempo. Esposito picks up a knock. We'll put Anthony in up top. And we'll take out for Esposito for Lyndon Gooch. Right, come on, boys. We need a point here. We need a goal back. Aidan Flint plays it all the way back to Etheridge. Oh, how air, man. You give him about 10 yards of space there. Murphy strikes. Batista Maya with a corner. Come on. Khaleesi's there. Thank God for that. He's 6th goal of the season. I think they pretty much all came from near post corners. And we do level things up with 20 minutes to go. Now's the question. Do we continue to go for this? Or do we take our foot off the gas just a little bit? There is a highlight before we can make our decision though, so we'll see how this goes. Mendes Lang gets dispossessed by Jose Gomes. Batista Maya on this left hand side, combining with Gomes again. And he gets past his man. He's got no options in the box, so he has to go back to Batista Maya. Ballymunba in and in. Oh, that would have been a great goal. Come on, boys. Jose Gomes into Marcinski. Out to Ballymunba on the edge. Back to George Dobson. Nice little bit of play there, Ivan Lopez. Lyndon Gooch. Oh, Gooch. Almost. We'll bring on Matthias Jakobsen for Ballymunba in central midfield for the final few minutes of this game. Batista Maya with a free kick. Oh, Etheridge with the save. Come on, Batista Maya. Front post to Khaleesi. Oh, it's cleared. I mean, I did say at the beginning of the game I'll be happy with a point, so as long as we don't concede, I'm relatively content, which means I'm going to go off attacking. I'm going to go back to positive. I know it looks like we're dominating the game, should be the one pushing for it, but I just don't want to get beat. Maybe that makes me a bit spineless. But it was one of them games I had the feeling they were going to catch us on the counter and they were going to be the ones who steal the 3 points. So with 5 games to go, Newcastle are 3 points away from us. And West Brom are 9 points away from us. It's getting a squeaky bum time, lads. Can we do the business and get this over the line? QPR and Fulham both at home coming up next. 2 huge games. If we win these 2, there'll be 3 games left. And assuming West Brom win theirs, they'll still be 9 points away from us. So goal difference will be a factor. And let's just win these 2 games. Automatic, pretty much guaranteed. Then everyone can go home happy. Vancouver make Hancha Olsen offer 200k. Are you tripping? He's got 3 years left on his deal. Are you actually joking? Thought so. Right then, so QPR sitting in 18th. Are they at threat of relegation, or are they pretty much safe? 6 points clear with 5 games to go. They're not safe, but they're probably safe. Maybe their players might be on the beach, ideally. Right then, who's fit, who's not? Esposito is out for another week or so, so he's going to miss both games. That is not ideal, but Antonin can come in and start. I don't want to start Andre Anderson. We'll bring on Lyndon Gooch on that right-hand side, move Marcinski into the central attacking midfield position. Thijs Jakobsen is on the bench. That is fine. Let's get into the game. Come on, 3 points. Nice, comfortable 3-0 win. Everybody's happy. There's no drama. We don't need any of that in our lives. And we get our first highlight. 2 minutes in. And it's QPR in possession, which I don't like. Big kick up by the keeper, and we win this in the air? Maybe not. Big kick up from the centre half instead. That'll do for me. Lyndon Gooch into Marcinski. He has to go all the way back to George Dobson. That is fine. You've got Ivan in acres of space, but also Batista Meyer on the left-hand side. Tries to whip it in. It's blocked by the defender out of Jose Gomes. And there's Ivan finally gets his ball on the right-hand side. He shoots. Why are you shooting? I'm sick of telling you to stop shooting. Oh, we pinched the ball. That was a great little pinch by Philippe there. Feeds it in to Antonin, who finds Lyndon Gooch in acres of space. And Gooch, you should be finishing that, man. You should be finishing that, right? He had a good few seconds on the ball with nobody around him and only the keeper to beat. And he hits it straight at him as Asai Samuel comes down the right-hand side for QPR. Whips the ball in. O'Hara with the save. Offside. Offside. It was clearly offside. Let's say it again. Asai Samuel plays the ball in initially. Oh, I mean, how was he offside there? I didn't think it was. I will take any decision that goes in our favour. The absolute truth. Villalba plays it in. Come on, Marcinski. I know you've been injured, but it's time to stretch them legs. Feeds it in, Antonin. Oh, keeper with a save. Batista Meyer with a corner. To Kalisa. Come on, boys. At least before half time, put us 1-0 up. Lyndon Gooch into Marcinski. Oh, out to Ballymumba, Batista Meyer. Oh, great save by Lumley. Lyndon Gooch. Back to Ivan Lopez. Ballymumba. His 10th goal of the season from centre midfield. You didn't like the mat this easy, do I? Lyndon Gooch does pretty well to hold up the ball. Lopez into Ballymumba. A comfortable shot there. The keeper should probably do a little bit better, but we don't care. Our QB are going to bounce back, or is Marcinski going to take this down to the final third and bang it in? Oh, go back. Oh, that's fine. Batista Meyer to Jose Gomes. Into Marcinski, whips it in. Lyndon Gooch, and in Ballymumba. Ballymumba. His second goal of the game, his 11th goal of the season. He's just the man. He's just the man. Marcinski whipping it in. Lyndon Gooch heading it down to Antonin. The shot is blocked, but Ballymumba's following it up. Oh, our QB are going to get one back before half time. They certainly are. It's going to be Grant Hall with his second goal of the season. A Fran Villalba free kick. Remember Fran Villalba? Had him at Birmingham. I sold him for £7.5 million and Valencia got the vast majority of the money. Batista Meyer whips it in. That obviously wasn't a highlight, which means something else is happening in this game before half time. Hopefully, it's not a QPR opportunity. Oh, they're pressing us well. We do eventually work it out well to Batista Meyer on this left-hand side. He cuts in, switches the play to Lyndon Gooch. He's got Ivan there. He doesn't need him. He goes past his man and shoots. Oh, Lyndon. It's just the final clinical finish with Gooch. He's just not quite there. I'm relatively content with how the game's gone. We'll tell the boys we expect more from them though. Batista Maya with a corner. Antonin's there and he goes over. I need to take Batista Maya off actually. Marcinski can go out to that left hand side and we'll bring on Andrea Anderson in the centre attacking midfield role. Oh, Lyndon Gooch wins that head. Antonin feeds in Andrea Anderson. He gets past his man. That's why I don't like Andrea Anderson. Armani into Anderson. Lazio boys combine and Lyndon Gooch picks it up on this right hand side. Gets past his man, tries to whip it in, hits the defender. Out to Ivan Lopez. Good cross. Ballymumba down to Marcinski. And Marcinski gets his 7th goal of the season. Bear in mind he's been injured quite a lot as well, so I've been relatively pleased with his output. And Ballymumba, very unselfishly, doesn't go for the hat-trick here, which I was expecting him to do. He heads it down to Marcinski, who takes full advantage. Villalba with a corner for QPR. Armani gets it clear. Is Gooch going to get there first? He's not. Smythe gets there first. Oh, that was a nice little through ball there by... was it Marriott? Or was it to Marriott? Villalba with a corner. Armani clears. Is that the end of highlight? Yep. Right, with 20 minutes to go, Ivan can come off for Luke 09. And Denver Hume can come on for Jose Gomes, who had a yellow card. And that's our final changes of the game. Can we hold out? 3-1 up. You would certainly hope so from this position. Andre Anderson. He's just dreadful, man. How is he so bad with these good attributes? I'm going to go back to balance from positive. Smythe on this right hand side. Denver Hume wins it. We don't need to be playing that sort of ball, but thankfully it comes in our favour as Antonin's in behind. Antonin's lost his goal scoring touch. Lyndon Gooch with the corner. Plays it to Ballymumba. The shot's blocked. Now Villalba can come down this left hand side for QPR. Ballymumba. I tell you what, son. Take a bow. What a game he's having. Denver Hume plays it in Antonin. It's cleared. Ballymumba to Andre Anderson. Gets past his man. Good strike, good save. Lyndon Gooch is the man to take the corner as Batista Maya is off the pitch. It's not a great one. It gets cleared. And with only a few minutes to go, game's over, right? Right? I mean, he does well there against Marriott. Lyndon Gooch picks it up on the right hand side. He does have Ivan over to Luke 09, not Ivan, man. I took him off. Back to Lyndon Gooch, to Andre Anderson. George, come on. Nice triangles without really getting any further forward. Found ourselves in loads of space on the left hand side. We've got Luke 09 on the right. Gets past his man. Antonin is there. And Antonin gets his 17th goal of the season. And it's Sunderland 4, QPR 1. Luke 09 doing decent work on this right hand side, getting past his man. Bit fortuitously. And Antonin taking full advantage. And there we have it, lads. Sunderland AFC 4, QPR 1. 2 more wins. 2 more wins. Hopefully the next one's coming against Fulham in the next game. We are still 3 points clear of Newcastle and 9 points clear from West Brom. So they won their games against Blackpool and Sheffield United. What would make it even better was if they were to start dropping points as well. But I'm not anticipating that happening anytime soon. We will rest our boys as there's only a few days in between this game and the Fulham game. Here it is, promotion race heads to the wire with only 4 games of the season remaining, and the race is on as Sunderland, Newcastle United and West Bromwich Albion battle it out for promotion from the Sky Bet Championship. It promises to be a fascinating conclusion at the campaign as the teams involved in the battle it out to the very end. The most eye-catching fixture sees Newcastle take on West Brom in a month. I mean, we're guaranteed it, aren't we? Last game of the season, Newcastle and West Brom face each other. How can we guarantee it? We'll just win our games. Got Fulham, Luton, Blackpool and Middlesbrough. All sides in and around either mid-table or bottom half. We just need to do the business. That's it. No dramas. Esposito isn't going to be back for this game though, which is a little bit disappointing. We can rely on Antonin though to pop in with the goals every now and then when he is required. Ooh, we can secure promotion with this game apparently, the game is saying. But I think I would rely on West Brom losing their game. Which I'm certainly not banking on, because they're in pretty good form right now. £10 to whoever guesses who had the best training week. Bally bloody Mumba does. Such an interesting player. Because he's not very good. Yet somehow he's pumping out the performances left, right and centre. 10 goals and 8 assists this season in the Championship from centre midfield. Right then, what we're doing. Lyndon Gooch hasn't been playing that well, so he can drop to the bench. We will start Marcinski at right wing. Batista, Meyer, Andre Anderson in behind Antonin. All of our players are pretty tired at this point, but we don't really have too much choice if we want to play a strong side. Do we anticipate absolutely battering Fulham and bringing on Benjamin Clark? I'm hoping so. If we're 2-0 up by half time, I'm tempted to bring on Benjamin Clark and Matthias Jakobsen. Come on then, boys. Let's get the 3 points against Fulham. Their formation is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. 5 at the back, 4 in midfield, 1 up front. No attacking impetus whatsoever. If we lose this, I'll be slightly disappointed. They do force us all the way back to the keeper, but look how defensive they are. Clearly sitting deep. They're not pressing that urgent from the front line. Awful. Awful, awful. Jose Gomes gets past his man. Whips it in. Marcinski. Batista Meyer plays it in. And an in to George Dobson. And there we have it. 1-0. 7 minutes in. I want to smash Fulham here. Their formation is just disgusting. I hate it. Ivan Lopez gets dispossessed by Joshua Onomer, but Fulham have no options when trying to get clear of the ball. Batista Meyer goes all the way back to George into Ivan Lopez. Gets past Brian, whips it in. Ballymumba's there. 2-0. Ballymumba's 12th goal of the season. Come on, boys. We want more goals. More goals. Not Fulham goals. Aye, well done, O'Hara. Jean-Michael Seri plays it in. Kalisa clears. Onomer's going to be the first man to the ball. We've got him chasing out well. That's not too bad. So 25 minutes gone. we will go off attacking and just go to positive. They're playing defensively. This game is just going to, unless they change something, this game's just going to taper out. Nobody really creating anything. That's fine by me. We're 2-0 up. Batista Maya with a corner. Back post to George. He goes close with his header. And now we have it for half time. Sunderland 2, Fulham 0. I'm very happy with the way things are going. And do you know what? I'm doing it. Armeni's coming off. Benjamin Clark's coming on. Ballymumba's coming off. Matthias Jakobsen's coming on. We're bringing on our young boys. If we end up throwing the game, we throw the game. But I just want to give him game time, Benjamin Clark. Give him his league debut. He's looking good. Batista Maya with a corner. Antonin's there. It's cleared off the line just about. Keeps the ball in play. It's cleared again. "20 minutes to go then. Time is just ticking away. They are still playing defensively. 10 minutes to go. We'll look to make our final change. Lyndon Gooch is coming on. Batista Maya with a free kick. Oh, good save. Right, keep an eye on this, lads. I'll be back in a second. And I'm back, and it's full time. 2-0. Once again, get ourselves 3 points. Ivan, our right back, gets man of the match. And we move on. Luton away next. Have we been promoted? No. Newcastle drew. We are now 5 points clear from them, but West Brom did beat Bristol Rovers. We are a point away, lads. 1 point. But we want the title now. 5 points clear with only 3 games to go. We can't possibly throw it away from here, right? That can't possibly be a thing that happens. So Luton, sitting in 13th, they'll have nothing to play for. They'll have no chance of the playoffs. They're not going to get relegated. So I think the gentlemanly thing to do is to donate the 3 points to me. Pay it forward. Karma and all that. Tell you what. Does anybody like chocolate bourbon biscuits? You can have one if you want one. Oh, well, stuff you then. Ridiculous offers. So we pay 675k for Hancha Olsen. He plays a good number of games for us in the championship, doing pretty well. In Vancouver, I think I'm going to sell him for 275k. Are they tripping? He's a decent centre-half. It's just the fact that Armeni's just better. Well, Chris, we have Esposito for next season, so it's highly likely to be our starting striker. It's only a loan deal, which is a bit disappointing. We do have an agreed deal with Oliver Batista-Meyer. He's coming back on loan, but we do have £3.5 million agreed deal with Bayern Munich, so I will likely end up making that permanent in the summer. Just depends if I could use the money elsewhere. We then, of course, have Sergio Gomez coming in on a free. So that's a lot of our attacking lineup sorted. I'm interested in Jack Butland. As long as Stoke don't get promoted. Where are they? Oh, they're not getting promoted, so... I do want to try and get some English players in because of the foreign player limits and stuff. So Jack Butland could be an easy one, as long as he's at a reasonable fee. There's an Atletico Madrid centre-half, Perez, who is interested in tarting to us, but he's valued at 9 million, and I can't imagine Atletico Madrid letting him go for much, for a cheap deal. So a lot of that move depends on what sort of money we actually get in the summer. Right back, left back's a gamble. There's nobody in mind really. I have had a look for Alan Franco, who we signed with Barnsley in our first season in the Premier League, but he's already been signed by Leipzig. So he's a no-go. Then you've got the likes of Fausto Vera, Nicolas Capaldo, who could come in and easily replace George Dobson and Ballymumba. But do I want to do that? Ballymumba's been sensational for us. So main areas of concern for me: goalkeeper, centre back, right wing. I think that's pretty much it, really. Everything else just depends on the money available and the players that's available. And if you've seen any of me Yo-Yo Man save, you know I do like to rip the squad apart and start again. But as we are staying at Sunderland for the long term, we don't need to do that. I can't afford to take my time in building a squad without just gunning for the top straight away. Because the problem that you get when you completely rip your squad apart is the likes of your Ballymumbas, your George Dobsons, who are maybe not quite good enough. You completely lose their development. You lose out on the money that you would be able to sell them for after a good season in the Premier League with them. And this game has just absolutely died a death. Come on, boys. What's happened? There's only 4 minutes left. Was there a highlight at any point? Jose Gomes on this left-hand side. Out to Ballymumba as Ivan. Or Luke 09. Back to Jakobsen. He whips it in. Oh, it's cleared. Luton, don't do this. Oh, don't do this. Lee. Armenia with a good challenge. We can't afford to drop a point. Or drop a couple of points. A defeat will be a bit of a disaster though. Moncur. Jakobsen clears. Oh dear. Minute and a half left. Can we get a goal? Hansha Olsen does well winning that ball. Out to Jakobsen. Into Ballymumba. Oh, Bally. Please. Luton. Find Navarro on this right hand side. Into Cornick. Batista-Meyer is closing them down pretty well. Slugger. Into Bradley. Come on. Luke 09 wins it. Only 40 seconds remain on the clock. Lyndon Gooch goes for goal and Lyndon Gooch gets the goal. That is a fantastic strike. He gets his 11th goal of the season and puts us 1-0 up with just a few seconds remaining. We'll have to say this in 3D. Nicely worked from us from the back line. Lyndon Gooch picking it up about 25 yards out. Magnificent strike. And there we have it then. Luton Town 0, Sunderland 1. Oh, yeah. We nearly bottled that one. But I think now, boys, we are promoted officially. With only 2 games left, we're 5 points clear from Newcastle in second. So one more win sees us guarantee the championship title. And we are 9 points clear from West Brom. And yeah, can't. Right, here we go. Here's the big moment. 35,550,000. This is not quite as much as I was hoping. We've certainly had better budgets in the past. Not so much the transfer budget, but that wage budget is incredibly low. And you know, a lot of our players are going to be coming cap in hand for a new contract in the summer. I think we will have to wheel and deal, lads. Do some wheeling and dealing with some of our sellable assets. But we've done it though. We're promoted. That is the main thing. That is all we are interested in. Blackpool next. They're sitting in 23rd. Do I just start playing Benjamin Clark and Matthias Jakobsen? Give them the final couple of games. They've upped me sports scientists, me scouts. I'll deal with me staff at the end of the season. It'll be a complete overhaul. Want to get the best stats, the best staff, the best training facilities we possibly can, the best youth facilities. Try and increase our youth level if it's not already at the top. Our youth recruitment, our junior coaching. Now's the time to do it when you get promoted, because you've got all the power. The board dare not say no. Batista Maya, campaign for him to win Championship Player of the Year, which I agree with. He's been absolutely phenomenal. He's up against the likes of Esposito and George Dobson though. Lyndon Gooch's development... Oh, excuse me. Development concerns. He wants a new contract. Nope. Lyndon Gooch is probably out of here at the end of this season. He's a Sunderland Academy graduate, but he's not quite at the level of Premier League. That's why we're probably going to have to make our biggest signing, I would say, at right wing. Right wing and centre back is where you'll probably see the majority of our transfer budget ends up going. I just don't know who on. So we beat Blackpool tomorrow. We will win the league. I would like to win the league, of course, but I'm not that bothered. So I am going to be playing Benjamin Clark, our up-and-coming centre-back who's just flying up since he's came into the senior squad. Oh, please say he hasn't played for the under-23s recently. And I'll drop Ballymumba for the final couple of games just to give Matthias Jakobsen the game time in central midfield. So, Kalisa comes out. Benjamin Clark comes in. We will put Kalisa on the bench though for Hansha Olsen. And Ballymumba comes out. Jakobsen comes in. Esposito returns. Anthony moves to the right hand side. And we have ourselves our first 11 for the game against Blackpool. They've got Chris Maguire. Magic Chris Maguire. He's going to punish me, isn't he, for letting him go. I wonder how he's actually done in the championship. 9 goals and 7... Yeah, tell you what, he's alright. Chris Maguire, like. He's pretty good. Antonin to Ivan Lopez overlapping on the right hand side. Gets to the byline, whips it in. It's cleared. Only as far as somebody. And Esposito puts... strikers put out for a corner. Batista Maya is the man to take it. It's cleared. Drives into the box though. Goes for goal. Fantastic save by Maxwell. Come on, Maya. Get yourself another assist to add to the tally. Esposito's back post. Oh, it's cleared. And that keeper already on a 7. Hopefully it's not a sign of things to come. Newcastle are winning. So ideally we would get a win here and guarantee the championship title. Otherwise it's going to the final day against Middlesbrough. Which, you know, is a game that could go either way. And that was dull as dishwater. Let's see if the second half's any better. We are completely dominating possession, dominating on chances. We're just not really creating good ones. Clark hasn't given the ball away yet, which is good. Jose Gomes picks it up from O'Hara in the left back slot. Oh, come on. Jakobsen feeds in. Esposito. Oh, he hits the post. Esposito. What was the defender doing? What was he doing? Blackett. It was a great little through ball by Jakobsen here. We'll see it. Oh, nice one. Esposito with a great finish. It just hits the foot of the post. And he slides in like a ninja. And gets it over the line. Clark's looking a bit apprehensive, but you're doing alright, mate, for your first start in a Sunderland shirt. 18 minutes to go. We'll bring on Lyndon Gooch. We'll bring on Marcinski. We'll bring on Ballymumba. But we'll bring him on at right back. Time is ticking away. Blackpool not really having too much of an effect on this game, but they have went attacking, which is always a little bit of a concern, but it doesn't look like it's really doing them much favours. Dobson switches the play to Mumba on this right hand side. Feeds in Lyndon Gooch, plays it in, it's cleared by Blackett. Maguire has been very quiet. That's been the key to our success, keeping Chris Maguire out of the game. Lyndon Gooch into Marcinski. Switches the play to Batista Maya. Jose Gomes back to Batista Maya. Jose Gomes got the assist apparently. How that happened, we'll have to see that in 3D. Because he definitely didn't. Marcinski, Batista Maya to Jose Gomes. Batista Maya gets slide challenged. How is Jose Gomes the assister in that play? Somebody tell us. Oh, it's Batista Maya on here. It says I got the assist. But there we have it, lads. We've won the championship title. We'll beat Newcastle. We'll beat West Ham. Who else got relegated? Wasn't West Brom. Can't remember. Don't care. But the main thing is we might have got beat by Newcastle United twice in the league. But we beat them overall, which is all that matters. When you really think about it. So only one game to go. It is the final game of the season against Middlesbrough at home. We will look to play our youth players again. All those of which we want to give game time to. But then that will conclude today's stream. And next time we go live, we will be a Premier League club with Premier League players ready to try and avoid relegation. Or qualify for the Champions League. One of the two. So Middlesbrough are in 9th. Do they have any chance of playoffs? They do not. So their season is over. Probably going to be a pretty dull game. Both sides with nothing to play for. Be interesting to see who actually wins the playoffs. West Brom fully deserve it. But it's not always the team who deserves it who gets promoted from the playoffs. Probably end up going to be West Ham, will be my guess. So I think after the Middlesbrough game, we will play it forward just to see who gets promoted alongside us. So 35 million quid. If Jack Butland ends up costing us 9, which is just a guess. He's worth 3.8 last time I checked. Let's just make a derisory offer. 3.7. Oh, he'll not cost us that much. He will not cost us that much. Right, so if we give them 2.5 up front with 2.5 with 2. So 4.5 million quid. Jack Butland, he's in the van. Ideal. Ideal. So there's one English player we don't need to worry about. Now he's not an end game keeper, but he's very, very good. He's definitely better than what we've currently got. So hopefully we can agree a decent contract with Jack Butland. There we are. I'm happily to give him that. Nah, we'll give him first choice goalkeeper. Oh, I didn't even negotiate that. I was too busy clicking. He can have that contract, whatever. 32k per week's not too bad. So I'll have Jack Butland and Sergio Gomez definitely coming in. Right winger is the spot where I'm worrying the most, I'll not lie. There's just not that many good wingers. Lyndon Gooch got goal. Oh, the goal against Luton was a good goal. Outswinger. Nestling into the bottom post. Where's Josh Timon these days? How much would I get for Josh Timon? We'll just get him scouted for now. I didn't change my starting 11 either, did I? I'm rushing, and it's creating mistakes. I'm not starting Benjamin Clark, which is a mistake. Have Derby County been promoted for Jayden Bogle? He'll end up costing a fortune though. I'll have to wait and see if Birmingham City get promoted as well for Jude Bellingham. Should we just go for English players? I mean, the money's not quite there to be able to do that. Jack Butland, we're just fortunate that he's relatively cheap. His Esposito puts us 1-0 up with he's made of 30 goals this season for Esposito. If we can do the same again next season, that would just be absolutely fantastic. Another sliding challenge goal. He scored a few of them. We've had no shots on target, apparently. Batista Maya with a corner. It's played in. Esposito's back post and he goes wide. Oh, just blanked out. Another highlight. Friend on this left-hand side. Out to Paddy McNabb, but Ballymumba is first to the ball. He's got a couple of options there. He finds Batista Maya driving forward on this left-hand side. Can he whip it in? He can. Jack Clark is there, and he gets his 9th goal of the season and puts us 2-0 up. Absolutely cruising. Ballymumba doing exceptionally well to win the ball. Feeding in Batista Maya, who does very well to find Clark, and he gets himself an assist. That's probably about 22 for the season for him now in the league. Ballymumba picks it up out of George Dobson. Nice play to Ivan Lopez on this right hand side. Gets past his man. And his finishing's never been his strong suit. Batista Maya with a corner. It's whipped in. Armeni's there. Nicolo Armeni puts us 3-0 up with his second goal of the season. This has become a little bit silly. Middlesbrough certainly not at the races today. And you would think with us being the season being pretty much over, we might take our foot off the gas, but the boys are doing very well. Holmes picks it up on the right hand side for Borough. Coyle. Come on, Jose Gomes, get the challenge in. We do manage to get it rid. $20 to go. Jack Clark can come off. Lyndon Gooch, this might very well be the final game of his Sunderland career. Will take off Kalisa for our regen Benjamin Clark. And Matthias Jakobsen, he can come on for Ballymumba as well. All three changes made. I'm interested to see how much Benjamin Clark will improve over the course of the summer. He was capped at the under 19 level. Oh, and there's the game. Sunderland 3, Middlesbrough 0. We finish our championship season with a bang. Let's go look at the final league table. Then we'll play forward to who wins the playoffs. So, 8 points clear from Newcastle in the end, who do come up with us automatically. West Brom getting 98 points and not getting automatic promotions, probably a little bit heartbreaking. But they face Birmingham, Brentford and Cardiff in the playoffs. West Ham dropped out of it. West Ham are not going up. Derby. They still have Jayden Bogle. Maybe. Max Lowe as well. Probably not. Who's been relegated? Let's have a look at that. Aston Villa, Forest and Huddersfield. Off the top of my head, nothing. Maybe Jack Grealish. He's worth 34 million. We've only got a 35 million pound budget. Right, we'll continue on. Wait for them couple of scout reports to come in and see who wins the playoffs. Although actually no, I need to use this time. I need to use this time for searching for players before the season concludes. See if I can pinch any players for a bit cheaper than I usually would. So, for those of you who have joined me today, I thank you very much and I hope you have enjoyed it. Next time we stream will be the Premier League. We will be reviewing our summer transfer activity and probably concluding it as well. In terms of Season 2 of Sunderland, I will be creating a video to show you exactly how the season has went and just to catch anybody up who hasn't been able to watch the stream. So anyway, thanks again guys. Please leave a like. Please consider subscribing. And until next time, take it easy.